Hello my lovelies, Rob here from Kickbackgarage and welcome to part 2 of the series where I build my Li150. Messing around with these cameras, batteries going flat.
Markerte det med regn, alle sprang I lag og ville komme under tak. Ingen av oss merket at du hadde falt I frak. Hvorfor valgte du å dra? Hvem I faen kunne se den komme? Da høsten tok over, sa vi hadde bra til la oss sommer.
Right, I was really unsure of what colours I was going to do inside the scooter. And as you can see there, a little sneak peek of it, that is my rear mudguard, which I will be fitting now incidentally. I went for the green colour. I'm not really that keen on contrast colours, really. I think the original contrast colours where they've got, you know, like John's TV 175 that I built last year, with the blue and then everything inside the panels is white. But I wanted to do something a little bit different. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is going to work, to tell you the truth, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be hidden anyway. So, because what I've done, I decided to paint the rear mudguard in the green colour that is on the outside panels, and the long-range long-range fuel tank. It's early. Long-range fuel tank and the toolbox also green, but I've painted the flywheel cowl and the head cowl white, so you won't really be able to see that instead of that blue. I know. There's going to be some very pleased people out there when they saw it painting that. Anyway, right, we have to get my skates on because I have got a very hot cup of boiling water. Because the first thing I need to do on the mudguard, where are you, is fit that rubber bit. And if you can see, there's like a square on this one, and that's because when I took off the rubber off it before I was gonna get this painted, I got a glimpse of the original paint apparently. So this was painted the first time it was painted with the rubber block in, and I can't really dip my fingers in there, so I'm gonna have to poke it out with something. So at the back of the mudguard on series 2s is this rubber buffer. They're quite hard to press in, so it's really important to get it in hot water, and it gets really supple. And I need to try and poke it in the hole here. Let's see if I can get it first go. Let's give it a twist. Oh yeah, that's not too bad. I've done a couple of these. Sometimes you have to sort of grab it with a pair of pliers, but it's coming. There you go, that's in properly. I like to change stuff out like this, even though it's like a full restoration, because I hate vibratory noises. There you go, that's in. Brilliant. Oh, he's missed a bit. He's missed 2 bits. What's going on there, Steve? Yeah, that was great. So that's the buffer on. And while I've got that hot water, I thought I would bring you over here. Get over here, lad. I'm going to do something a lot of people struggle with or don't understand how to do it. The secret here is boiling water, man. I'm going to fit the... if I can fish it out, it is very, very hot. And that makes that pretty subtle. It's quite hard there, but this is the buffer on the Series 2. It's not a clip like on the Series 3. And the secret is, basically, it's got to be piping hot. And this is quite hot now. And you really have to be quick before it... Right, so I've got it there. Now, the trick here actually is WD-40. So WD-40 is slippier than a slippy thing. Just put some on there and wipe it off after, obviously, and you really have to give it a good push. Come on. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Come on. I have to get that fold on the end there to go the other way. Little bugger. Like that. I have to be careful not to push the scooter off the bench. Come on. Oh, my fingers are hurting after all this messing around yesterday. Ease it over. Come on, you bugger. Once it starts going, it suddenly all makes sense. I just need to get that flip to straighten out there. Come on, you bugger. Oh. Come on. A bit more WD-40, I reckon. It's this front edge here that's... Oh, shit. Oh, come on. I'm just going to put my screwdriver on the back here and just ease it round at the same time I push it. Come on. It's almost there. There you go. Oh. Whew. So, fitting the mudguard is on a Series 2 is quite easy. You just have to ease this rubber buffer onto the back here. And that sits on the strut that holds your... Oh, don't do it, Rob. Ooh, scary with new paint. And you just sort of offer it up and put in the screws. Thing is, you have to have like kiddie fingers to get your fingers on the back side of these brackets here. But one thing you can do on a Series 2, which you can't do, there's just simply not enough room on a Series 3, is actually, I like to fit like really thin rubber washers. I do this on my Brit bikes as well. Mount the mudguards on washers. Everything that helps against vibration is a good thing, if you ask me. So let's see if I can get this baby up and running. Incidentally, I use like the big washers on the inside of the mudguard on this. Right, so that's all the bolts, nuts and bolts in. It's loose, and I'm going to try and push it up a little bit at the back here, like so. And once you're happy that the mudguard is centered, then you can tighten down the bolts. I'm not sure if this is correct, but I tighten from the back, and then the two at the back, and then the two at the front. Lovely. I think these colours go really nice together, obviously, or I wouldn't have chosen them. And yes, you have seen that green before, but my side panels, my mudguard and my horncast are the same colour. And they were painted last year. I did sort of a wannabe restoration. So that's why I don't have to strip out my I can use my old wiring loom, my old one, because it's less than a year old. It was about time really that I cleaned all this up properly, and yeah, so I'm chuffed to bits really. For those interested, the creamy white colour is an old Audi colour, Casablanca white or something like that, but it does have a little bit more yellow in it. And the green colour is the Volkswagen, what's it called? Pastel green. Cool. So now that I've done that, I fancy doing some easy jobs. Easy job number one, famous last words, is fuel grommet. Fuel tap grommet. There we go. And it's dirty as buggery now. That's annoying. The whole point of just swapping that out was because it's supposed to be clean. Right, let's find some other fun stuff to do. Fuel grommets. Just press those in. I use a vertical rear rack, as some of you know, so these holes are not needed. So I just put the old fuel grommets. These are from Casa Lambretta. Another job, easy job, I've been looking forward to do. If you watch the frame prep film video, you will know that I have put some masking tape here for my earth point. Let's see if I can get that off. Ooh, I'm gonna ruin my paint. I have to cut it. Oh, that's definitely a satisfying job. Oh. Didn't turn out super tidy, but it's a damn sight better than having to scrape off the paint. Right, now we're going to do a little bit of a tricky job. So what I want to do now is fit the flappity flip. Let me lift you up a little bit. This is actually mine. I've got a tendency, and I'm probably going to cry when I do it for the first time, but it's going to happen. I've got a tendency to put down my seat with the fuel flip-flop open, and I bend the crap out of it. But this is a new Casa Lambretta item. Important to test fit these. The gap was a little bit tight, so I couldn't get it on. But hopefully I should be able to ease it on to the... Should be able to ease it on to the to the hinge here. There we go. Oh. It was just I made it. I did file it down a little bit, but it was just tight enough. And I'm going to fit this new pin. What I think I'm going to do, what's the best way to do this, do you reckon? I'll flip it upside down, I reckon. That's probably the best way to do it. There. And fit the pin as far as I can by hand, which wasn't very far, Rob. And then I've got to use a little bit of a, where is it? What did I do? I put it in my pocket. So you have to use center punch. This, incidentally, is center punches flat on the top. Boink, flat on the top there. And I've taped up this area here so that if I do slip with the hammer, then if I do slip with the hammer, then hopefully it won't wreck my paint. It's going nice easy actually. It's a bit longer. It's a bit longer the original. There we go. Fuel flappy flappy. Right, next job. Right, while I'm here at the top, I thought I'd fit my seat catch because they're a bit tricky to get to. So without the tank and everything, it should be a little bit easier. One thing to remember, or one thing to note here, is the fact that originally, and we should do it too, they're fit with like a white hard washer, so that you don't ruin your frame when you tighten everything down. So that's the seat bracket fit. What I'm going to do now is fit the toolbox door. And this is the lock. And when you fit the lock, it's pretty hard to see. But in there, if you can see, you've got like a wedge at the top there. Then it's really important that you get this orientated the correct way around. I'll show you why. So you can see in the top there, left hand corner, top corner, you've got like a tap. It's important that is at the top when you fit this to your toolbox door lid. Otherwise, you're going to have problems opening it. So you fit this in there, and it means you can do that, and your door opens. This, incidentally, is the original toolbox latch. It's really, really cool with the original keys, which is brilliant, I think. When I fit this, I use, as you know, I can't remember for the life of me what these are called, but I have done a video on these. These are screws that look like rivets. Bought them from the UK, stainless. And what I do is fit it to the door, and I use red Loctite. And believe me, that sits really well, because when I was going to take this off again, I used ages. It was a real pain to get off. So that's good to know. They sit really well. And this is what it looks like with the rivets fit. It looks pretty nice. It's a bit dirty. It looks pretty much original, and these don't tarnish either. So, yeah, nice one, nice one, nice one. And as you can see at the back there, it's just, well, you can't, maybe. I wish I had zoom sometimes. Anyway, it's just a screw. Brilliant. So, what I was thinking about doing now is, I'm avoiding fitting my engine, which, by the way, is over there in the distance. And the reason for that is because I have bought a new BGM Sport Clubman, and I'm not 100% sure that it's going to be able to fit on my Casa case, because that is a little bit wider and a little bit squarer at the front. So what I want to do is, that's coming next week, what I want to do is test fit that exhaust before I fit the engine in the frame. So that sort of hampers me a little bit. It would be really nice to get it on two wheels. But I've got a big issue. That being, I have a toolbox. I've bought new toolbox rubbers. And the petrol tank that I've got is a long-range one, or a mid-range one. And the two combinations there were really tight with my original rubbers that were in there, which were totally perished. So what I'm thinking of doing is fitting the toolbox and tightening that down and let that settle in properly to give me a slightly better chance. I think it's going to be a nightmare. Biggest job of everything that I've got left to do is definitely fitting the fuel tank. So I'll have a bash, and I think I'm going to throw it in the toolbox. Well, as you see, I have fit the toolbox in this lovely catchy green. I've fit new toolbox rubbers on that. The reason why I want to put this on a few days before I fit my tank is because new rubbers, that tank is really, really tight, and I'm really not looking forward to fit that. The toolbox went on okay, but please, somebody out there, just do a video or something on how to fit those damn toolbox rubbers. I hate them. As you can see, I have fit my toolbox door. Then one thing that was annoying, this is a new toolbox, because my original toolbox, I modified that so I could have the cob on the right hand side and a big hole in it. So instead of faffing around and to save my painter a lot of stress, I bought a new one. So I was just about to fit the spring that goes in there. And it's a bit tight, lad. I was just about to fit the spring that goes in there, because I've actually never had that in my toolbox before. I was looking forward to that. And the reproduction toolbox that I bought from Scooter Centre, it doesn't actually have the hook to fit the spring on. So that was a bit of a disaster for me. But I'm not bothered. It looks good. I think it looks pretty okay, actually, with that green. But what I've noticed is in my camera, it's because of my LED light that's just here. You can see that's why I've got this like glare. Do you think I can move it like that? So what I want to do now is just have a go with my Kelvin, because it's not white at all. It's like sort of a creamy. I want to see if you can see it. Or what if I turn it off completely? Huh? That's even worse. It's so hard. It's just so hard to show you what colour it is. That's so annoying. Let's bring it at the back. And the funny thing is, when I take pictures with my camera, it does about the same thing as well. Let's see. I think I'll go for about 3000 Kelvin. Nah, you know what? I don't give up. I don't give up. You can see there, if you look at the frame loop, actually it looks like there's like 100 different white colours, which is quite cool, actually. It's a bit special, the colour, because it's really hard to sort of see what it is in real life too, because it's got it like, as soon as it hits the light, it turns a little bit more sort of yellowy green. But that colour there on the frame loop, that is what the colour really is, sort of a warm white colour. Anyway, what was I going to do? Oh, I want to show you something. So I've just replaced my SIP vape CDI with a static one. And I wanted to show you how I got around the fact that when I bought this, there wasn't any brackets for the Series 2. Now, if you've got one of these older Scooter Loopy John brackets, they're really nice. I really like them. They sort of bolt on into the frame, under the loop there, tucked out the way. Look really nice. He makes a new one now, Scooter Loopy John, that you can fit the SIP vape stuff on. But what I did was I wanted to get sort of a lower profile out of the SIP vape, so it didn't stick up too far. So what I did, I used the original type Scooter Loopy John bracket, and I cut a square out the bottom there, and I drilled and tapped some holes on the side here, basically, so I could lower it down a little bit. I think that looks really good. I like that. So not really. I'm a little bit stuck now as to what to do. Right, so what I'm waiting for now is, what am I waiting for? I have bought a new headset clamp because I got a bit fed up of the wires. If I wanted to adjust the headset bearings and took up the headset, the outer cables fell out of the headset there. So I bought a new one so that they'll jam in there a little bit better. You can use tape and stuff like that, it's fine. But yeah, because I just want to make this future-proof. And I lay the cables in a way as well so that I can lift up the headset over the fork so I can get to the bearings and stuff like that. Just makes maintenance easier, really. For me, it makes sense. I ride it quite a bit. The fitting the toolbox, fitting the tank video, I might just make one video. It's probably going to be about 9 hours long. I hate that tank. It's just so tight. But we'll give that a go in the next video. As soon as my exhaust comes, I can try that on my engine, which is on the bench there. If everything's good, then I will be able to put the rest of my engine together and put my motor in here. Then I'll fix the headset top because the headset clamp is coming with the exhaust. And then it's cables, wiring it all up, and fitting the leg shields and the other bodywork. I fit the seat thingy. I've got my toolbox lid on, which is sitting a bit strange. I have to do something about that. Yeah, so I'm really pleased about how much I got done over the last couple of days. And now it's back to waiting for parts. But I reckon I've got absolutely no problems getting this out on the road come March. So if you don't forget, don't forget, if you like this kind of stuff, you can support the channel by buying merch. Everybody's completely stopped doing that. So if you feel, if you've got a guilty conscience because you enjoy watching those videos, go out and grab yourself some merch. Or you can buy me a coffee, and I'll see you all in the next one. All right, ta-ra.